Send it.
I'm not ready.
What's going on, YouTube? Renegade Rebuilds coming at you with another how-to video. On today's video, we're going to be removing the factory cold air intake and replacing it with a K&N cold air intake. So the first thing we're going to want to do is remove the plastic engine cover. You can simply just lift it up and it pops out.
Alright, so once you move the engine cover, you want to go ahead and take this clamp off here on the throttle body. Then you want to unplug your plug here for your sensor. Get that out of your way. Come on over here. Move the 8mm bolt. Holds the air box down. Now undo this line for your PVC. Take off this 8mm clamp. And remove these 3 8mm for the top of the air box. And you have to separate the top and the bottom of the air box to get the whole thing out. Now gently remove it from the throttle body. Make sure it comes off the tab down here. Remove it from the top and the bottom of the air box. Now you can pull the bottom half of your air box out. Now we're going to install the new K&N cold air intake with the parts provided. Start with our rubber grommet here. Already pre-lubed it. Install it into the little hole here. Just presses in. Next you want to grab your heat shield, which we have here. We already started putting our guards on. You want to start from the bracket and work your way out when you place your guards on there.
And they are already slightly pre-formed, so you should have a general idea of which ones go on top and which one goes on bottom.
Grab your bolt and your washer. Go ahead and start your bolt into the grommet you just inserted into the fender there. Don't tighten it all the way yet. Now we're going to install the L bracket to the previous mount here. Save the 8mm bolt that you pulled out because you have to reuse that. So take your Allen bolt here with your washer, install that into the L bracket and into the new intake heat shield here. Don't tighten it all the way, just start it. Then install the 8mm bolt that you staved back into this previous mount here. And tighten that down. You do not have to tighten it all the way yet. Next you want to take your plastic hose that was supplied in the kit with a 90-degree plastic fitting. You either want to install Teflon tape around the threads or a thread sealer. And then screw this into the plastic intake tube. So after you install your hose into your intake pipe, flip it over. Make sure the hose is parallel with the 90 here. This is the top of the intake tube. You have to install your rubber boots. Make sure you put your clamps on first, then install it. Have all your clamps indexed the same way, facing up to make it for an easier install once it's in the vehicle. Grab your other rubber boot and your clamp. Make sure you get the 95mm clamp. Install it on the boot. Then install the boot onto the intake tube. Alright, after you have both your boots prepped, I'm going to grab the L bracket and insert this into the vehicle right here. Just snaps into place. Now grab the intake tube that you just prepped. Bring that over to the car. Grab your clamp. Don't forget that. It is the 89mm clamp. Start that onto your boot and then start that onto the throttle body. Now off of your old intake, you need this rubber piece for the PVC system. Place it on the new hose and then the other half onto the previous PVC pipe. Take your 1/2-inch bolt with your washer. Put this back on here and start your clamp, your bracket here. Alright, now that you have that bolt started, you're not tightening it all the way yet. Grab your 9/16 socket. Come over here, tighten down the heat shield. You have to tighten this down before you install the filter because there's not enough room. So tighten this all the way down now. Now you can take your new filter and your last clamp, 101mm clamp. Install the clamp on the boot first. Then install the filter through the heat shield into the boot, like so. Now that you got your filter prepped in there, take a 10mm, tighten down this with this L bracket you previously installed, with an Allen wrench. Then grab your 8mm and tighten down the top of the L bracket. Then tighten down your two 8mm clamps. Then go to the other side over here, throttle body, and you want to tighten these two 8mm all the way down at this time. Make sure your rubber boot is pressed all the way up against the throttle body. now that you got your upper clamps tight, finish tightening this bracket down with your 1/2-inch socket. Then you need to get the MAP sensor out of the old intake and install it in the new one. To remove it from the old one, you gotta twist it to the left and then pull it out. And then it just pushes into the rubber grommet into this one. We previously installed this rubber grommet already. Make sure you lube the O-ring up a little bit. Press it all the way in there. Install your plug until it clicks. Then take and put your cover back on. And that just presses back down. And that's how you install a K&N cold air intake on a 2015 Chrysler 300.